Hi everybody. Today I want to talk about how small things build up over time. It's when you're working on a project, it's a bit more obvious, but I'm talking less about that and more just day-to-day things. I mean, habits like talent. I consider talent to be a pursued interest. You are what you repeatedly do. Um, it's not a matter of you know being innately great at something. It's really just a habit. You build it up and you're consistent about it, and then you can become good at it. And if you continue to build up on that, you can become really good at it. But you need to actually start and put the time in. Um, so that's something that I want to talk about is even when it comes to something as small as, working out. Like, oh, I'm going to get healthier. Okay, are you doing any push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks or something? Like if you say that you're going to at least do 10 of a thing a day and you're not doing it, then, or you're consistently like, oh, well, I forgot about it today. Okay, well, is it actually important to you or not? Because it's a habit that you need to just build. If you just say whatever, like even if you're doing push-ups on your knees, it's at least you did them, and the next day you're going to build upon that habit and do it again. And then maybe you'll do it without knees. Maybe you'll say, okay, well, 10 I'm feeling really good at. I'm already down here. Let's do 15, you know? Um, and the same goes for failures. Just as good progress can be made and successes can happen, so can bad progress be made, you know? Um, like I've gotten delivery food sometimes, I'll order a pizza in. And then after that, I'm like, well, I'm not in the mood for cooking today. Maybe I'll, order something else in, or, it starts to, if you do things enough, it really does start to build up a bad habit. Um, if you go without showering for 3 days, it's like, well, what's one more day? And it's definitely, it's not a good thing. It's not good progress. It's bad progress. And just as there's positive reinforcement, there's negative reinforcement. And so if you don't keep to some amount of regimentation, some amount of schedule, habit, saying, okay, I'm going to do this, um, things can start to break down. And so it's very important to stay on top of things. Um, so that's really what I want to talk about is not so much, big picture, big project stuff, but all the little things really add up. Um, so that's what I think is very much worth focusing on. It's something that is important because maintenance is important. And there's also I see people talking about like, oh, I'm gonna treat myself today. And it's like, okay, well you keep sharing like the memes and stuff about it all the time. Are you actually putting the work in to make that worth treating yourself? Like, that the show that thing comes from, they did that one day out of the year. Um, Whereas a lot of people seem to do that constantly. I'm not saying only treat yourself once a year. I'm saying if you make it to where you're earning the reward, like, oh, I did put all this work in, I deserve to get myself a little something, that's absolutely fine. But there's a lot of people who, what that does is that causes a negative habit, a negative reinforcement, and then you're just consistently not doing anything. Um, so that's something to be wary of, you know. Um, but yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I said I was going to do at least a week of these, and I really just don't have that many more ideas for this, so I think this will be where I cut this off. I might do, you know, more later on. I might add to the playlist or something, but at least for what I said I was going to do, which was do this for 7 days, um, this is the seventh day. I've managed to do it every day. So I'm happy for myself. Um, And I hope that you too can find something that you say, I'm going to do this for 7 days to build up a skill. Because for me, this was partly, I don't leave the house except to really put out the trash bins, or to go outside in the backyard to like work out and stuff. Um, so I'm trying to get myself to make sure I'm more personable, make sure I'm able to like use the vocal cords and have some amount of capacity for when things start opening up again and are safe outside of COVID-19, when that's more a thing of the past, when everybody's vaccinated. Um, and so this was a good exercise for me to try and build up a habit of communicating, and that's what I would like for you to do if you're able to. Like, find something that you say, I'm going to do this for 7 days, and do it. Um, and start small. Like, I was aiming for about, 2 or 3 minutes for each of these things. I'm looking and it's like 6 minutes on this one now, but it's also like a conclusion. Um, and really, it doesn't matter because I at least passed my minimum threshold. I said I was going to do something and I did it. And I would like for you to do the same. Find something that you could stand to be a little bit better at, um, or do a little better at, and try to hold to it. Because, just because New Year's has passed and people aren't talking about making New Year's resolutions or anything anymore, um, that doesn't mean you can't keep going. That doesn't mean you can't still make new goals, find things to try. Um, so that's it. Um, Try and make a small goal. Uh, Thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you again some other time. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.